Hey now, I'm going to show you an exclusive trading system that has been proven exceedingly profitable over a series of 100 consecutive trades. This strategy comes from a trader's landing pillar who has been making profits using this blueprint. Be sure to stay tuned to the end where I give you my 5 awesome optimization tips. And if you want to see more content like this, just roll into that subscribe button. I call this system the Turkish getup. This strategy uses 3 free TradingView indicators. As always, links and settings to all indicators are listed in the description below. The first indicator is the standard 200 exponential moving average. The length is set to 200 and colored in white. As always, the 200 EMA will be used to confirm trend direction. The second free TradingView indicator is the triple exponential moving average, or TEMA. I am going to set the length to 200 and color it in orange. The TEMA was introduced in 1994 by Patrick Malloy and attempts to limit the lag as compared with a standard EMA. In this system, the TEMA will be used for triggers. The third and final study is the Trader's Dynamic Index, or TDI. I am going to keep all inputs at default and just enable the upper, lower, and middle Bollinger Bands plus the RSI, which I will set to yellow. The Trader's Dynamic Index was designed by Dean Malone and consists of 3 indicators in one: the Bollinger Bands, the RSI, and 2 RSI moving averages. This indicator has the capability of being used in many different ways, but in this system, we are going to use the interaction between the Bollinger Band and the RSI as trigger confirmation. Let's go over entry criteria and review some examples. As always, system rules and details are listed in the description below. This chart is Bitcoin versus the US dollar 1-hour Japanese candlesticks. The rules to enter along on the Turkish getup are: first, we are looking for the RSI to close outside the bottom Bollinger Band on the Trader's Dynamic Index. Second, price touches or goes below the TEMA. Third, a candle must close above both the 200 TEMA and the 200 EMA. All of that happens on this candle here. That is our trigger candle. We place our stop below the previous swing low and target 1-to-1 for half of the position. When target 1 is hit, move the stop to break even and target 1-to-2 for the second half. And this one hits target 2. If you enjoy this content, please make sure to click that like button. I have one more long example. First, the RSI closes below the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Then, price closes below the TEMA. Next, a candle must close above both the EMA and the TEMA. Everything converges on this candle and it serves as our trigger. The stop is placed below the previous swing low and 1-to-1 is our target for 50% of the position. When target 1 is hit, move the stop to break even and target 1-to-2 for the second half. And this setup hits target 2. Now we flip to shorts. This is what I will test for shorts. First, the RSI closes above the top Bollinger Band on the TDI. Second, price moves back into or above the 200 triple exponential moving average. Third, a candle must close below the TEMA and the 200 EMA. All of that happens on this candle here. That is our trigger candle. The stop is placed above the previous swing high and target 1-to-1 for half of the position. When 1-to-1 is hit, move the stop to break even and target 1-to-2 for the second half. And this one hits 1-to-2. I'm going to give you one more quick short example. The RSI closes below the Bollinger Band. Then we can see that price touches the 200 TEMA. Next, price closes below both the 200 EMA and the TEMA. This is our trigger candle. The stop is placed above the previous swing high and target 1 is 1-to-1. When target 1 is hit, move the stop to break even and 1-to-2 is the second target. And this one hits target 2. I'm going to give you some fantastic ideas on how we can make this system better along with a trader's landing score. And now it's time to do what I do. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. Remember, this is just 100 tests on one instrument. If you are thinking of using this system, please do all the required testing and be sure to let our community know what you discover. This test was done on Bitcoin versus the greenback 1-hour candles. It took 14 months to find the 100 trades, 67 hit target 1, and of those 67, 52 hit target 2. Most wins in a row turned out to be 7 and most consecutive losses was 5. This dataset produced a very nice 67% winning rate with a fantastic 2.59 profit factor. Total gross gain on account, taking every setup on the chart, risking 2% per trade, was exceptional at 105%. But if you think that is good, I'm going to give you 5 outstanding optimization tips to really crank up those results. So you have to love this equity curve. The combination of this data set and this system provided a huge impulsive move to start, followed by a shallow drawdown and then another equally impulsive move up. If we took all the trades taken from this test, but from the daily time frame, you can clearly see a huge impulsive move up, followed by some relative consolidation. The fact that this equity curve was very consistent could indicate the versatility of this particular strategy in varying market conditions. But only more testing will tell us how adaptive it is. What score would you give this strategy? Let me know in the comments below. I give this system a Trader's Landing score of 9 because I think this combination of indicators works well together and is a great starting off point to run through the optimization process. Remember, the enemy of great is good. I have 5 ideas on how we can improve this system. First, do not take trades when the other side of the Bollinger Band is hit. Looking at this chart, we can see this losing setup would have been filtered out because the RSI closed above the top Bollinger Band before the trigger candle. Second, just like I went over in this video, using hidden divergence on the RSI to confirm entries can further filter out false signals. You can see on this chart we have hidden bearish divergence, a higher high on the RSI and a lower high on price, after which we get the expected move down. Next, the best part of this system is that it gets you into a trend. Look at this chart where we can see a series of higher highs and higher lows, and on this bearish chart, you can clearly see lower lows and lower highs. This type of market movement, while a little subjective, can really provide very strong signals. Fourth, examining the test data, you can see that of the 67 winners, 52 hit target 2, and that is 78% of the winning setups. This is a strong indication that removing target 1 and keeping the entire position open for the 1 to 2 target will supercharge the equity curve. Next, adding confluence to this system will limit the number of entries but increase your win rate. On this chart, we have the additional confluence of a break above the Bollinger Band on the RSI and price, plus a cross of the EMA and TEMA, in addition to a break of dynamic support below the bottom Bollinger Band on price. This is followed by a huge bearish move. Check out this playlist for more profitable systems, and have a great day because you deserve it.